He said this is an issue we have to discuss. The process allows the ref to make the decision or not because they have VAR. The ref thinks, let it run. We have VAR. But then VAR says it can't be overruled because it wasn't clear. How can he say it's not a foul? I was 100% sure. Peter, first of all, your reaction to Jurgen Klopp's views.
Yeah, look, when VAR was introduced, it's been introduced making sure that the referee is seen to be making the final decision, not the guy from the VAR booth, and certainly not the guy from outside the stadium. And what Jurgen is intimating there, that the referees are now relying on VAR to make the decision for them. And that's not true. The referee is always there to make the final decision. And I think he's just been a bit misunderstood there in the way he's trying to articulate himself.
So who made the final decision on Sunday, Pete, at Old Trafford?
Right, OK. So the process would be that Martin Atkinson has seen the incident, he deems it not to be a foul and allows the game to go through. Because there's been a goal scored, the VAR then can go back in that attacking phase of play where they won the ball and they go through. And they go back to the attacking phase of play to make sure the ball was won cleanly. The VAR will look at it and he'll see what we've seen. He'll see that touch. But he'll say to Martin Atkinson, I've seen a touch. Are you still comfortable with what you see on the field? And Martin will say, yes, I have. And therefore, he'll let it go. And that's the missing link there, Craig, because I think what should happen is the VAR to actually say to Martin Atkinson, I think there's more to it than what you've actually seen on the game. Would you like to have another look at it?
I totally agree. And that's where, for me, it's fallen down in England. Because, effectively, no matter what the referees say or Mike Riley says, effectively, the game is being refereed not from the stadium itself on certain occasions. Because he's relying on that official in Stockley Park at headquarters to say, well, I think there was a touch, but it wasn't quite enough of a touch. So then he's totally reliant on him rather than... And I know that at the VAR convention earlier in the season, because I saw some journalists talking about it, they were saying, well, one of the reasons they didn't want to do this, going to the monitors, is because they didn't want to waste too much time. But effectively, you need to allow the referee on site, i.e. Martin Atkinson, to take 30 seconds to go over, see half a dozen replays and make a big decision.
Listen, for me, in my opinion, having been a part of the early discussions around VAR, the general consensus was the referee on the park is the one who has to make the decision. Whether it's going over to a monitor or not, it's his decision and not for somebody in some third location, as it was, some other location, as it were. And now, my complaint about how the English, in particular, in the Premier League, has adopted VAR, and particularly what you've heard from them of late, is it's always in response to criticism. It's not... I don't believe it's of their own thinking, that they believe that this is the best way to use VAR in controlling the game. But whenever there's a criticism, there seems to be a response, i.e. this absolutely ridiculous rhetoric about a high bar. Now, in one instance, I disagree with Klopp in that I think referees maybe err on the side of caution and use VAR as a safety net in and around the box. On this occasion, it wasn't. You know, if things in the middle of the park, referees are letting things in the middle of the park go to rely on VAR, then I think we're in a very dangerous space.
Sorry, just quickly. It has to be, in my opinion, it has to be the referee to go over to a monitor and then say, if Martin Atkinson had went over to the monitor and still said the goal is stood, we know where the blame lies, or we know who has made the final decision.
But why didn't he do it, though?
Because they're not doing that.
They're not allowed to
that point, and as Peter's saying, I think the VAR official needs to be as nondescript as possible. He doesn't have to share his opinion one way or the other. All he says to the referee on the park is, go have another look at this. That's it. Not, I think you should have a look, or I'm not so sure. Just have another look or not.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.